Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm your host, Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about 7 quick SEO wins for huge websites. So I'm going to talk about this in the context of e-commerce. This is really easy for e-commerce. If you think about the blog posts that you see on the web, there's always related links, right? They're always linking to other similar blog posts or categories. And this is really easy to do. And this is almost table stakes, but still I see some e-commerce sites that don't have this. So, whether it's e-commerce or like a publication, you want to make sure that you have some form of related links where you're linking to very similar posts because you're spreading the equity across the site, right? Especially if you have, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pages, chances are not a lot of these pages are getting links. And you want to spread the link love across the website. So for e-commerce sites, you have similar products or you have customers that bought this also bought, right? By doing this, you're linking these other product pages, but then you're also, adding the ability to perhaps, increase your cart value as well. Now for publications, we just talked about the, related links plugin. And then you can also use other tools out there. I think there are some plugins that will allow you to, automatically internal link specific keywords as well, if you want to do something like that. So that is the first SEO win that you can do for huge websites.
We also had a podcast where we discussed pruning websites roughly like a week ago, and that's going to go into number 2. If it doesn't matter if you have an e-commerce site or a content site, if you just have a large website, and you can also learn more about this by checking out Smart Passive Income Podcast, episode number 200, in which they discuss how taking a larger website, pruning the content, combining the pages, helped them increase traffic by roughly 3x search traffic. It was some crazy large number. Reason being is a lot of your pages may not be hitting any links into them. They may not be getting any search traffic. And you can find this out by going into your Google Analytics, looking at all the posts that aren't getting any search traffic. You can filter purely just by organic traffic in Google Analytics. Look at the posts at the very bottom. See if you can combine any of them, make them more thorough, improve the quality. If you decide that you want to no-index some or worst case scenario, delete some, take the ones you deleted and 301 redirect that URL into the new URL that has a combined version. So when you start pruning your site, you're increasing how many pages can potentially get indexed because you're not spreading your overall crawl juice. And this usually helps each of your pages rank higher.
Great. And the third thing is user-generated content. So in some cases, let's say you're an e-commerce site, you have your reviews. Let's say your TripAdvisor as well. So TripAdvisor is not an e-commerce site, but any site that uses reviews, you want to make sure that you're kind of maximizing those. So let's say you're TripAdvisor, for example, and you have a page that's about a specific Hawaii hotel. Well, you want to make sure that you have those reviews. Ideally, those are crawlable to search engines because a lot of people sometimes will have these reviews that are not crawlable to search engines. So user-generated content is always good. Reviews for a certain product is going to help increase conversion rates, but it's also viewable to search engines, which is great because a lot of times, if you're in e-commerce, you're using, if you have a specific SKU that other sites are also selling, you're not going to have a unique product description. So ideally you would have something that's unique, but then also at the same time, if you want to layer on more unique content, you're going to have these reviews as well. And that's what's going to set you apart from other similar pages.
Number 4, go into Google Search Console, add your large website if you already haven't. They'll sort which web pages get the most impressions and get clicks. So look at the search traffic or analysis report, view by page, and then sort by impressions. Also have the clicks available. Look for the pages that get the most impressions and the least amount of clicks. And you can actually, once you have that report up, it'll show you each of the queries, or you click the queries box. There's like a radio button. You click the queries box. It'll tell you the keywords that get the most amount of impressions but the least amount of clicks. Take those keywords and make sure they're on that web page or in the title tag or meta description tag by making those quick changes. And you should do it based on the keywords that are getting the most amount of impressions, the least amount of clicks. You'll notice that you'll start getting more and more traffic for the keywords that get more impressions, and you'll start generating more clicks as well. If you already have keywords that are doing extremely well based on that report, make sure that you keep those keywords on the page, or if you already have them in the title tag, don't remove them. But if you do that one little quick trick, it takes 30 to 60 days to start seeing the results. but it works well, and month over month, you should see the search traffic climb on that page.
Number 5, you're going to be seeing this one more and more as more and more companies start to do this. But this seems like a duh statement, but making sure that you transcribe your video content. So whether it's Zappos does video products and Amazon has video products too, you want to make sure that you're transcribing so you can maximize the benefit of your videos. And this is especially important for sites that do a lot of training, for example. So when I was at an education company, what we did was we transcribed a lot of our videos, and that added a lot to our search traffic because we had hundreds if not thousands of videos, and we search engines as of today can't really crawl the videos yet, so you want to make sure that you're making it easy. Transcribe it, use a tool like Rev, that's rev.com, and you'll get a quick win off of that.
Number 6, take your big site and make sure it's on a really fast server. I know that sounds simple. I'm going to talk about an example from Goodreads. It's an Amazon-owned company. Otis, my buddy who started it back in the day, he was telling me, he's like, oh, we changed our server to a way faster server. We decided to spend money on it, and we're now getting way more search traffic. Google doesn't really look at page speed as much as most people would think. Reason being is not everyone can afford, big, huge servers. But if your site loads slow, what happens? People leave it. So if you have a fast server, more people will stay on your site and stick to it, right? And I've done a lot of tests, and that's how I figured out that server speed doesn't really impact rankings as much as most people think. But if your server is really fast, indirectly, people are more likely to stay on your site. And B, Google can crawl your whole site quicker. And if they can crawl your site quicker, they're more likely to index more pages, rank these pages, which will cause more search traffic indirectly. So if you have a big site, make sure you're on a fast server and even consider getting a CDN.
Great. And the 7th one is something that Neil really likes and Neil has done. It's translation. So if it makes any sense at all for your business, if you're internationalized, well, it does make sense to make sure that you translate. Now, here's the thing. You want to make sure that you're doing a good job of doing this and doing it the right way. I think the best way to go about doing this is make sure that the domains that you're on are in the specific country. So for example, for Germany, what is it, .de? Neil?
Yeah, Germany is a .de domain name, but my domain is neilpatel.com/de.
Got it. So that's how Neil does it. But I think if you look at, there's one really good international SEO. I think her name's, I can't pronounce it well, but I'm just going to butcher it right now. It's Aleda Solis. And she does a lot of talking about international stuff. You could look at the slides that she has going on. And she generally will recommend, international and putting it on that specific TLD. Top level domain, and I think that's Google's recommendation as well. But if you can't do that, no problem. You can always put in a subdirectory or even a subdomain. But if you want to maximize it, you can do something like that. But I think Neil, maybe you can speak a little more to in terms of translations, how you're making it work for you today.
Yeah, with translations, what I do is I take each individual post, have it manually translated. You can find a ton of people on Upwork and sites like that are actually good at translations. Have an editor review it. It doesn't cost much money at all. Like, it's pennies on the dollar. And then from there, just have it all on that subsection of that domain name. You have to build international links. So like if you're going after Germany, you need German links to that section of your site. You have to give it time. And then once you give it 6 months to a year, you should start seeing good search traffic. I know that's a long time to wait, but that's really how long it takes.
Got it. Okay. So, this one was, I'm going to give a little quick bonus one because, we talked about this one being quick SEO wins. So, when you have a huge website, oftentimes what you're going to find is that CRO and SEO start to kind of cross-pollinate, and they start to basically, SEO becomes CRO at the end of the day, right? So a lot of the things that we're talking about when it comes to, adding reviews, right? Even though that helps SEO, that also helps with conversion as well. So keep in mind, a lot of the changes that we're recommending for large websites, when you think about SEO, think about CRO as well. So think about CRO in general. If you're specialized in SEO, I do recommend taking a look at blogs like Conversion Excel, Conversion Rate Experts, or Unbalanced, taking a look at these and figuring out what elements of CRO can you start to bring into your large website, because when you're getting hundreds of thousands or millions of visits a month, that's what it basically is. So with that being said, that's it for this episode of Marketing School. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.